Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, YouTube. It's your boy, ATruckerNamedJay. Checking in, man. Wanted to come and talk to you guys about something very quickly. Checking in from somewhere at the North Pole with Santa's little helper. He said, "What's up, Zeus? You'll say what's up to the people? You chilling? Okay, never mind. Zeus a little upset. We finna go to this vet. So, but anyways, here's what I want to talk about, man. It's something that I've always heard in business, right? It's something that I've always heard in business when it comes to how you want to conduct your business, okay? And for this video, I'm not no business expert. I'm not a trucking expert. I'm not a leasing expert. I'm not no expert. You know what I mean? I'm just making my situation work, but I just like to pass some food for thought for you guys. I was always told you never want to spend your own money. You never want to spend your own money when it comes to business. You want to use other people's money when it comes to business. This is something that I've started to hear more and more, especially in trucking, from guys as far as how they building, one truck operations, whether it's a truck, trailer, an authority, or maybe even fleets, fleets of trailers, fleets of trucks, fleets of whatever, because there's different situations. Some people have fleets of power only, some have the trailer, some don't. Some have a specific contract with a customer. It just depends. There's so many different ways to skin a cat when it comes to getting a buck in this industry called trucking. But the one constant I've always heard is that you don't want to spend your own money. It's just not smart business. It's just not. And I've talked to professionals on different levels and all different kinds of business practices, from real estate to day trading, to trucking, to simple stuff like nonprofit organizations, to financing, CPAs. I've talked to a banking manager. I've talked to a bunch of different professionals over the course of the last couple of months, and top executives at trucking companies. It's the same ideology. You don't want to spend your own money. Credit is king, not cash. Let me say that again. Credit is king, not cash. And I know a lot of people may not understand that. Some people may even resent it because of ways that are more traditional and ways that are more easy, or just may feel that it's easy. But the thing about it in business is you don't want to spend your own money. Why would you want to work hard for years and years and years, let's call it 3 years, and you save up $30,000 to go buy a truck cash, and let's say that truck goes out on you in the first 6 months. Or even if it doesn't, do you really want to work that hard to make $30,000 to just spend it just like that? Just spend it and take a risk, because to me that sounds like a risk. It may be a calculated risk, and it probably 9 times out of 10 may end up working out for you. But I know of a lot of situations where it don't. It's a lot of port drivers who tried to do that maneuver where they shave up to get a cheap truck, $10, $15, $20,000 truck to go run out of the port, and it may have lasted them 2 months because they spent all their money behind the truck. And so when that first major mechanical breakdown happened, they didn't have no credit to back them up. They spent all their money on buying the truck, or they just had poor money management to begin with. So now they're just stuck with a truck that don't move. Yeah, it's yours, you got a title, but if it ain't making you no money, does it really matter? We get so caught up in titles. We get so caught up in just having things to show off, man, when the reality is, if it make money, it makes sense, period. I don't care what nobody says. Especially when you're using the house's money. When I say that, when you think about a lease situation like mine, I walked into this lease with $0. I'm just be honest with y'all. Well, I walked into this situation that is VL. By the time I started leasing, I had a couple $1,000. But, let's just call it $0. I walked into this lease with $0, and here I am 6 months later. I'm not going to disclose the amount of money that I have, but it's not $0, and it's actually far from it. And I did that with nothing. Started with nothing, and I'm here now, and I have a lot more than what I did. I didn't have to save up no cash. I didn't have to fix my credit. I didn't have to do any of that shit. I just leased I took a risk and took on higher than normal expenses, but I'm still making money. And some people will down and frown that, and they'll say, oh, well, if you would have did it the right way, that you should have saved up your cash, or you should have did this, or you should have did that. And people are always going to find a million different reasons to tell you why you're wrong, instead of just understanding how you're right for your own reason. But the reality is, I've made all this money. I've put myself in a better opportunity. I've given myself more leverage, and I did it with none of my money. None. I'm about $70,000 to the good from starting this lease with $0. So from this point forward, I would have to lose $35,000 just before I even start to feel like I'm losing or this was a bad bet. My truck could blow up next week, or some crazy shit could happen, and I have an $8,000 bill next week, and it still would be more to the good than it was to the bad, because number one, I never used my own money. And that's what people don't realize about leasing. Yes, are there risks with anything that you're doing? It's risk when you get up out the fucking bed every morning. But if you understand business, if you respect business for what it is, and if you trust yourself, you can make any business situation work. Period. Legally or illegally. A hustler gonna always find a way. That's a fact. And what you have a lot of out here is you have people who just want to work their whole fucking lives, and just so happen to accumulate, things along the way. They don't want to put together a plan. They don't want to execute a plan. They just want shit to fall in their lap. And it doesn't work like that in trucking. It don't work like that anywhere. You're in for a long life. Put together a plan. Understand how your situation works. Manipulate and master your situation. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's a mega carrier lease, if it's a third party lease, if it's a cash, whatever, man. Figure out how your situation works. My situation works for me is because I'm to the good already, and I ain't spent none of my money. This truck will pay for itself. So what? Oh, you'll spend over 3 times what the truck is worth. If that's not affecting your pockets, then who cares? Here's my thing. Again, let's say, okay, fine, cool. This truck costs me $100,000 over the course of 4 years. But if I make $400,000 in that same time frame, and it'll probably be more than that, but let's just say $400,000. That's still $300,000 to the good. Let's say I put another $50,000 in maintenance, which I seriously doubt. But fuck it, let's play along with the negative-minded people that like to be on YouTube. So let's say you take another $50,000 out of that $300,000. I still have made $250,000. And none of it, I had to put any money up front. All I had to do was drive the truck. See, that's the thing with leasing that people forget. When you leasing, you just drive the truck. Just drive the truck. That truck payment never physically comes out of my pocket. All these maintenance issues and you know what I'm saying, that never physically comes out of my pocket. How can you lose on that? The only way you lose on that is if you have poor money management, like I spoke on in my last video. And that's what the problem is in this industry. You got a lot of people who don't know how to manage their money, who wouldn't know what to do with $10,000 if it dropped in their lap, and you putting them in a situation to make $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 a week, and they blow their money. And so when something happens and they don't have a carrier that supports them, so they're not gonna have no maintenance. So now they get behind because they truck been in the shop for 2 weeks and they know they had no way of making money. So now they behind, and now they just give up because they didn't have the money to support them on the back end while their truck was getting fixed. And now they want to blame the company. They want to blame the lease because they didn't have the right plan. They couldn't operate their plan. They didn't have the business knowledge to know, hey, all this money coming in is not my money. It's the business money. Don't blame that on leasing, man. Don't blame that on anybody but whoever taught you how to manage your money. This leasing shit is foolproof, bro. I don't give a fuck what none of these niggas say. Because I'm like, it's for a long time. I'll admit it. I came up here and said a lot of shit on YouTube over the years just because somebody else was saying that shit. But it just feels so good to be able to come up here and stand on some shit that I'm actually doing myself. And actually living and breathing and doing this shit myself. You feel me? And just to be able to see the numbers on a weekly basis and to see my numbers and to know what my personal expenses are and to know the projections of where the market is going to go. Yeah, it's going to get slow for a couple of months, but then it's going to boom damn near all 2021. So by the time 2022 come, I'm going to be sitting on so much goddamn money. I could take an L the whole 22 and still be good. Not to brag or nothing, but that's everybody. If you take an L in 2022, you ain't do what you're supposed to do in 2021. That's a fact. This money finna be stupid. Matter of fact, if you about to take an L in 2021, you won't doing what you was supposed to do in 2020. Why the fuck you think I'm taking off 6 weeks right now? 5 to 6 weeks. I'm chilling. I'm taking my dog. Look, my dog chilling. We going to the vet, and I'm going to go back to the house and chill and do nothing. Why? Because I bust my ass, and I took advantage of a lease that was there to be taken advantage of, and now I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life, and I'm not worried about no fucking truck payment that come out on the week. I'm not worried about no, oh, you paying 3 times the rate of that truck, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? I use all resources available to me to make the most money possible, and there's just nothing that anybody can say to me to make me feel bad about my situation. So I say all that to say this to you. If you considering leasing, if you considering anything business-wise, understand business. You don't want to spend your own money. If you can put yourself in a situation to where you can make all profit all the time, no matter what, even if you go home, that is a great situation. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Period. People have favored it a way of doing things. That's all it is. Because there are more than one way to do things. It just is. Period. And so what happens is we gravitate to our favorite YouTubers, our favorite ways in doing things, and we crown that the best way to do it because it's everybody's favorite. It's not the best way to do it. When I look and I see how many of y'all cash motherfuckers struggling or barely maintaining or doing the same shit I'm doing, why would I give up what I got here to go do that? For what? For what? The money the same. If anything, I got more of a security blanket at VL. Honestly, based off the conversations I've had. That authority shit, man, let me tell y'all something, man. And I'm not knocking nobody's authority, but I understand the responsibility and everything that comes with that. And let me tell you, with the money that I'm making now, I may never get my authority. If I can stay leased on to a decent carrier, and I know, some people are, oh, you trading in one master for another. We all work for some goddamn body. Please don't ever mistake that. But anyways, you trading in one master for another, yeah, cool, whatever. But guess what? If my money's right and my relationship is cool with this carrier, why would I, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. In trucking, we out here trying to fix things that ain't broke. You at least, man, let me tell you something. I done seen so many guys on and off YouTube, and I'm getting long-winded, but I'm going to wrap it up. I done seen so many guys on YouTube who were in great leasing situations. Great leasing situations. Or just great situations in general. Let's say it was company driver, 1099, lease, whatever. And they were doing perfect in that. And they let somebody get in their ear, whether it was a commenter, another YouTuber, a friend, a family member, a significant other, whoever, they let them get in their ear and tell them, hey man, you should look at buying a truck cash, or you should go finance a truck, or you should do this, or you should do that. And they go do that shit. And it was the worst decision of their fucking lives. And they had nothing but headache after headache. After that, all you see is videos of them truck breaking down, or this or that, or this or that. And they just look miserable. And it's just, but we don't talk about that. All we always talk about is maybe the 3 fleet owners that's doing good out of the 50 owner operators with a cash truck we know that's struggling. Niggas done got authorities and let them shits expire. I wonder fucking why. Come on, man. Let's call a spade, man. Again, I hate to come up here and be this guy, but I've seen too much. People keep asking me questions. A lot of people are reaching out to me about VL with doubts, and it's just like, I don't know what else to tell you guys, man. Don't email me at this point if you have doubts in VL. I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. I've shown you my entire journey here at VL. If this isn't good enough to convince you that, this situation is sustainable, I don't know what else to show you, bro. Like, it's a waiting list to lease here now. That should tell you everything you need to know. The only company I've ever heard of having waiting lists was UPS and Walmart. So for it to be a waiting list to get on here at VL as a lease operator, that should tell you everything you need to know in trucking. I'm not that powerful. I don't think my word is that powerful to sell out a company like that. I think people fuck with me, but to that level, to where it's a waiting list, somebody got to be making money, and it ain't just me. So, but that's all I got, man. I'm about to take my dog to this vet, make sure he all good or whatever. I'm going back to the house, and I'm going to chill. You know what I mean? Play a little Call of Duty, wrap some Christmas gifts, and keep drawing out some business plan, and make some moves, and getting ready to go crazy 2021, man. 2021, we going up. Straight up and down, baby. We going up all the way up. But again, man, happy holidays to y'all. If I don't talk to y'all again, man, spend some time with family. Stay out of that white shit. You know what I'm talking about? All y'all up in PA and all that bullshit on PA. Stay safe, man. That Northeastern was crazy. I got home just in time because I was just up there. I was all the way up in New Hampshire before I went home. So I'm so glad I got about that bullshit. But as always, man, you know what it is. Stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God Family Trucking, man. I'll check y'all next video. Gone.